and his hair is looking great. Mine is not.
Right.
So yeah, and then he'll just hang out while we recap shows. Are you ready for everybody? Please, warm welcome and a drum roll for Nick Flatto.
Nick.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I don't know how you keep your hair perfect. I really just need to
Listen,
know the secret.
That's hysterical because I feel like it's a mess today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I took a shower because I've been traveling, and it's just fluff central. So you're fine. You look great.
Thank you. That leave-in conditioner is my friend. I love that stuff.
Looking great. If you just did like a silhouette of your head, I think people would know it's you. And now apparently I've got cat ears, so now they'll know what mine is too.
On brand.
So,
on brand.
I think we need to talk about this fur tax that we were talking about earlier. Let's just like come out with it. You have a famous cat.
Yeah, I mean, I can talk about my multi-hyphenates all night, but my favorite multi-hyphenate is I'm a cat dad. Cat dad life, hashtag cat dad life. I think like, I don't know, this is my opinion, but I feel like plants are the new pets and pets are the new kids in 2025.
Right.
That's how I feel about it,
100%.
especially like
100%.
you know,
For sure.
especially full-time New Yorkers. It's like I love the idea of children, but I'm birthing shows, and that's a lot of work. And
that's a lot of labor. A lot.
Yeah. So my kitty, she's turning 3 in January. Is named Edda.
Happy early birthday, Edda.
Yeah, she's turning 3 in January, and she was introduced to us. We were talking earlier by Bill Berloni, who's a well-known kind of animal handler on Broadway and TV film, and found the original Sandy for Annie, all that.
Most recently known for Indy and Tana June and Gypsy.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's also one of our members.
He's
the
man.
The guy. If you need an animal on Broadway, that is the man you call.
Right.
So
you can see Cheyenne says, "Hey, all of my kids have had 4 lives."
Listen, this is the good life. Don't tell the others. But this is great. But so through my network, a friend of a friend worked for Bill Berloni. His wife actually called me pitching kitty cats like they were actresses with different adjectives to like represent how they live life and how they perform. Headshots. I literally got headshots. And I was like, when in my life am I going to be pitched a new pet, new family member in this way? Yeah. So she was the smallest of the litter. She had the biggest attitude, was loudest of the bunch.
You obviously very much wanted her because of that attitude.
Yeah, such an attitude. And so this litter, they actually had one litter, and TV and film, moved so quickly that they got too old too fast. They wanted, small kittens for this scene on And Just Like That season 2. And so they had a litter that got too big for the shoot date. So they had a new litter, and it was 5 kittens. They're in this cardboard box. You can see Edda. I don't know what it is, like season 2, episode like 5 or 6, and they're in this cardboard box. And I kept joking like, Meryl Streep has nothing on Miss Etta James. She like really played Cat well. Like she had no nerves. You could see her, anyway. But Shu, who Sarah Jessica Parker, adopts on the show.
That cat looks perfect. Like, just pick the cat up. She just like chilling in Sarah Jessica Parker's arm. Like, just beautiful. But you're like, that's a kind of snuggly kitty. Yeah.
The best kitty. And she adopted this cat in real life. So I think she had 2 cats at home, and this was a third.
Oh, so she pulled a Taylor Swift. Noted.
Yeah. Edda is of that litter. So related to Shu and Just Like That. It's so funny. But we cuddle a lot. I love my couch time with my kitty.
Aww.
And I love encourage it for everyone.
I actually, since I mentioned I'm in the process of moving, I already have emailed the rescue that I work for. And I said, like, kitten, October, like 15th, like pencil me in, like happening, like
line it up.
Amber is
line
like
it up,
foster
like,
mom to like he's had like a litter of like 8 puppies. You had the gypsy kittens that all of them were named after, I think, Egg Roll and Herbie and
like I've had like a mom, like a mother kitten, like birth kittens in my house.
Wow.
Like in her closet. Yeah.
The circle of life. I just want to see the egg roll song in Gypsy with the cats as props. Like,
right.
An egg roll.
Okay, we're going to have that happen. We're going to petition for that.
And it's like all props are cats. Like, I'm so down for that.
Yes,
okay, but you 100%. Have a new musical that's also coming out. Could you not implement that? All props are cats.
I'm going to make it work. I'm going to say, screw the cake. Let's carry a cat across New York. Let's do that.
I mean, Nick, I think that's probably going to work out pretty well for you.
Yeah.
So multi-hyphenated. Now, let me ask you this. I already know the answer. You are seeing shows pretty frequently. You were out and about. Have you had something that you've really loved within the last season, or something that you've just been like, that was absolutely crazy bullshit? Like, what are we doing here? But in the best way possible.
Oh my gosh. I can talk about theater.
Not to put you on the spot. Well,
what's been very special for me is, like, as a Broadway producer now, I'm being invited to new works. And whether it's video or in person, I'm going to these readings. I'm gonna talk about a reading I went to 2 days ago called The Loop.
Okay.
It's
not to be confused with The Strange Loop.
This is not strange, but it's called The Loop, and what they're doing there, it's Cooper Howell wrote this piece in 2 weeks, and it's
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, they keep joking that he started this script in 2 weeks, haha! But it is so brilliant. It's 10 strangers that we meet on this loop. So basically, when you arrive, what the float is. You
can curse it. It's fine.
Yeah. But what the float is is kind of the immersive. You put the headsets on.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
Discos.
Yeah.
So you put your headphones on. You hear the text of the play.
This is what you posted about the other day.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, real time events. You're like, this is the timing.
I love it.
But you're hearing the text detached from the bodies on stage through your headphones. And then you watch these actors act out these scenes, and then I don't want to give anything away, but there's 10 scenes, and each scene, there's a moment of intimacy in every scene.
Let me tell you, immersive theater is having such a freaking moment right now.
Yes.
Like, I love Sleep No More, Life and Trust. I had the opportunity to go to, obsessed with Masquerade. Yeah. I just went Saturday night. Have you gotten the opportunity to see Exorcistic?
I have not, but all of my friends are involved. I need to go. Yeah. I'm Charity Land. These are my people.
Love the entire cast and production team. So I was invited out over to Asylum, which wasn't too bad to get into, off of 24th. And my God, like, Emma Button comes up to me, gyrating, grabs my hands, and just full on has me grope her. She's like in my face, possessed. And I'm just like, this is happening.
This is what theater should always be. I want to be possessed every day.
But it was so much fun. But then, and I'm going to, as a producer, I want to ask you this question. This is I can't even talk tonight. An initiative that Amber and I really push is properly behaved audience members.
Sure. Yeah.
There's this world now that everybody has this entitlement. I saw Wicked. I saw Mamma Mia. People were singing. I went to Waiting for Godot. Like, how do you go to Godot and like ignore the don't take pictures and start taking pictures?
Yeah. Yeah.
We do everything we possibly can to be good audience members, but there are like Jamie Lloyd, for example. He's like, no, don't do this. But specifically the house is like, hey, by the way, like, we can't interrupt somebody taking a photo because it's going to interrupt the show. It's more impactful that way. What do you feel? Because you do have shows like 20-Sided Tavern who actually encourage all of that kind of immersiveness and getting on your phone and taking photos. Is it better to make it okay so that it's not so taboo and, a faux pas to take a photo or whatever? Or is it like all phones should be locked up, like Love Supreme style, like put it in a bag, throw it off to the side, and enjoy the disconnect from the real world?
Yeah, it's a great question, Heather. I kind of go back and forth on it. I think every product is different in regards to like next steps of development, but also what we're looking for in the room. And I do think it's 2025. Like, I want to, this notion of like keeping what your piece is so precious and so close to your chest,
right,
doesn't allow for the organic growth that can happen with the footage, with the videos. And I learned that lesson firsthand. We did Stranger Sings, the parody musical based on Stranger Things,
which just did a production here in Orlando
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We were
love
we
it.
were in Orlando. We were at the Straz at Tampa. We've been
Yep.
Argentina, Spain, London, Australia, like really all over the world.
Amazing.
Which is a miracle, but through that we learned that lesson of like, okay, spoiler, Barb's coming back. She's singing her revenge song, and we wanted to keep it so close because it was a surprise. And kind of halfway through the run, I was like, if we don't remind people and show people that we're funny, that we have a hysterical surprise in this show, and exploit that and allow that to be on YouTube and in the press, they're not going to get here to see the whole show. Is that balance? So I do, I think it's kind of whenever I'm traveling abroad, I realize like the American way of like we do what we want and we are loud and we take up a lot of space and I went up to a tourist in Amsterdam and I like asked a question and she's like, only an American would come up and ask me a question
all
like
the time.
this. I was like, oh my God. But it's just like honor what the producers are asking for.
Respect
honor
the
who's
art.
on stage. Yeah, respect the art. But again, we're talking about the immersive stuff. It's like, I want to live in a world where we can televise, good luck, good night,
good luck, good night, and good luck. Yeah, that was a phenomenal, like groundbreaking thing, and it shouldn't be that hard. Oh, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if they were like, it's $10 or $20, like charge for the stream. But everybody was able to tune in and enjoy it. And that ticket was high priced because of the, with George Clooney as the lead. Hello.
Yeah. And the data does show that like, if you get it out there in that way, it doesn't, Hamilton's on Disney Plus for how long? And they're still, doing what they're doing. It's like, it only enhances the Wicked movie, people going to see the show. So this, it's kind of backwards an old way of thinking when it comes to like, take pictures and videos. So I go back to Stranger Things. When we extended, we not only encouraged video, but we added a whole surprise moment at the end for everyone to film, to spread this joy around. Titanic did that so beautifully with spread it. So that's my opinion as a up and coming producer of let's encourage photos and video. I think dress is important to me.
Absolutely.
It's like people showing up in gym shorts and flip-flops.
Oh, well, you've been part of these like massive shows.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important for you to be like, hey, let's encourage that. Like, let's bring them along for the journey because they're able to kind of share that for sure.
I'm also a producer, director, leader, educator.
Multi-hyphenate.
And embracing that and spreading that understanding to many people. But I came to theater because I believe it to be a sacred space. I know it sounds like so, woo-woo-y, whatever, but it's sacred. What we're doing in the space is a living and breathing moment that no one else is experiencing. And we're in this room together. This is the community coming together. Dress for the occasion. It's sacred. It's our church, we
and talk about that all the time. It's that one special moment that you're in the theater with those people at that exact moment. That one character made that one mistake, or somebody said an extra line that got the entire audience laughing their asses off. Yeah, for sure.
I remember randomly, Enemy of the People. I have moments and moments and moments, but Enemy of the People. I'm watching this play. Succession stars up there. And it's a play about climate change and government lying to us and all these things, these prevalent moments. And during this performance I was at, we had real life protesters for climate change interrupt the show.
Wow.
And I was sitting here like Sam Gold, this is amazing direction because I'm on edge right now. This is I thought they were actors in the piece. I was like,
this is great marketing, but also like at what cost?
And then the cop shows up and brings out these real life, and I'm this is life. Like get ready. I was at closing of John Proctor, and the director and playwright asked us all to scream in the space.
Yes,
of the group. I don't know if you were there.
That was beautiful.
Amber is obsessed with the show. I didn't get the opportunity to see it.
Sobbing, but I'm like, this is sacred. This is sacred what we're going through. And if you're screaming at the Booth Theater with all of us sold out John Proctor clothing in flip flops and gym shorts, like
Seriously.
Come on. Yeah. So that's
After,
what
after just that last moment of John Proctor too, like already that moment is so much.
the visceral body dancing.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But so so like dressing is important for me. You know, video and phones, like, please spread the word.
Yeah, I mean, do what you can to support shows as often as you possibly can. Oh, here you go. June says, we're talking. The show was so fabulous. I had a front row seat. So happy you're touring. I'm close to Chicago and hope to go again. Check that out. You have fans, Nick. Aren't you special?
Listen, I'm so grateful.
Well, talk about your newest endeavor with Two Strangers, and then even the new musical coming up too. I want to hear more.
Yeah, I'll make every story longer than it should be, but I moved to New York.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I moved to New York. I'm a talker. You can tell quickly, but I moved to New York, performer first, actor first, kind of instilled with I want to be up there, and I did that for a decade. I realized through that decade that I didn't really care about, you know, my capacity as a performer, as one role in a show. I was always thinking about the whole story at hand, the impact it has, and the community that theater brings. So with that, I became a director. And then out of necessity, I became a producer. It's like, if you want to do your own work, you got to produce this thing. We're going to do this, which has now led to, with Stranger Things, I co-lead produced and directed for 5 years, you know, again, licensing worldwide and all of this.
Oh, yeah.
People saw what I was doing there and gave me an opportunity to be on my first Broadway show. So I was in the West End. I heard about this little show called Operation Mincemeat. This little show. I thought you.
So mentor Larry Lelly, I cannot talk. It was his birthday yesterday. Yes. And he is my Yoda. And he was like, hey, so this like Operation Mincemeat is freaking massive in the West End. You guys might want to create a group. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I saw the show like first 2 weeks and I'm like, I am hooked, because it's intelligent humor, but the whole audience is along for the ride, and it's historically based, which I love.
It's so great. It has that history. After Stranger Things, everyone said, what are you doing next? And I was like, I need a break. That was 5 years of my life. You know, I'm not jumping on something every year. That's not my goal. And it was in the West End. I sat down for Operation Mincemeat, and same thing, you know, laughing the whole time. And then Dear Bill hit, spoiler. And we're feeling, and it was like really a man playing a woman singing about a fake corpse and his fake lover, and we're
sobbing. Thank you for breaking that down, but yeah,
we're sobbing, and that's the power of storytelling. It's like Jack talked about it with their Tony speech of like we're dismantling the binary just from feeling emotion.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure most people don't know this, and maybe you can touch on a little bit with the rights of Mincemeat. But I think it's really fascinating that I just read about Davey is that if you are putting on a production of Mincemeat, you are required to gender swap for those roles. I think that's beyond perfect.
This is queer theater, and it's not quote in your face queer theater. We spoon feed it where there's you know, war veterans at the stage door with 17-year-old queer children. Yeah. And this is the art that they've created, which is, you don't know this is queer theater. We're not quote in your face with gender play, gender. Sure. But that's what this is, and that's why it works so well, is that we're masking it with the historical, with the brilliant music and lyrics and book, but it's queer theater. And so the company that I run, called Velvet Stage Productions, is focused on queer narratives and queer artists.
Which you can actually go right to the website and check out all of the fantastic stuff, velvetstageproductions.com.
Heather and Amber are prepared. This is amazing. I said the name, and like, look at this. This is crazy. But so Velvet Stage Productions. So, and I can talk about that. So Operation Mincemeat happened, and I'll tell you, I come from no money. I don't have a sphere of wealthy people. I'm a director trying to do this thing. And through social media, we were talking about backstage, investors showed up. My investors that joined me on Operation Mincemeat were all first-time investors, never done this before. 3 of them graduated from my college. So it's a testament of like being good people.
What college is that? Go ahead and give it a shout out.
Yeah, I went to Muhlenberg College in Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Love it.
My mom worked there. It's a BA program, so it's very well rounded. Top 10 in the country for theater. It's
and what's the mascot?
Muhlenberg Mules, the mule.
The mules.
Really embarrassingly so. No, I don't know. We're
Oh
mules.
no.
We are mules. Go sport. So I was across the street at all the theater across the way. But so, long story short, these investors showed up, Operation Mincemeat, and coming this fall, which I didn't plan. I'm going to be a co-producer on Two Strangers Carrying a Cake across New York, and really these shows that I'm being very intentional about what we're working on are shows that are unknowns, to the masses in America. They're coming from the West End because of the heartfelt storytelling that is prevalent in both of these. And they're great economical models, which you have to think about this as a producer of like, okay, these are 5 actors playing 30 roles on one set with Operation and 4 musicians on stage. Two Strangers are there was the Times article, which we can talk about, but it's a broken model. The musical theater model is broken. Yes, the timing of that, we can talk about all of that. But it is a broken model. And a lot of these lead producers are saying, well, it has to be, Broadway costs that much. It has to be $1 million because that's what it costs. And it's like, no, I am so anti that. And so Two Strangers is, again, 2 actors, the whole show. One set, and you're crying and you go on this gorgeous journey, and the music is fantastic. So
I love that.
I'm thrilled to be working on that. I'm looking at Jellicle Ball in the spring, which was one of the best things I saw last year. Queer joy in the space together. I will say today, September 24th, best Tony revival 2026. It is they took Cats, which you planned for, Heather, and made it the Black queer bodies that we need to uplift and see on stage.
Incredible.
So that was actually going to be like my next segue question.
Yeah.
Because like I know you are a very much like an advocate for inclusion in this space. And like what other shows besides Mincemeat do you think stand out to you that are kind of doing that right now, that are kind of making space for being inclusive and holding space for that right now?
Well, I mean, we just talked about John Proctor.
Cynthia Erivo. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
What were you saying about Cynthia? Sorry.
Oh, she was saying holding space. It's like she's doing her
holding
best.
Space,
Cynthia
yeah.
Right. Yes.
I want to reach across the screen. We're holding space.
Yes.
But we just, I mean, I can talk about the shows that I care about and I want to uplift are the shows that are like John Proctor, that have these Southern female teenagers on stage as main characters.
Right.
And these are the spaces that we need to hold space and carve space for the narratives that matter. And 15 years ago, producers might not have looked at something like John Proctor, and you had to have an inverse. They actually did a beautiful thing where Kimberly was licensing her project for 4 to 5 years before it came to Broadway. So they actually licensed it to the schools to show the popularity of what these beautifully crafted and painted characters look like and the impact they have to then bring it to Broadway. It's fascinating. Right. And now we have a movie coming out. But yeah, John Proctor, I mean, I can talk forever, but shows that are timely, that have the representation we need for the teenagers that we all were, that were othered, that were bullied, that were, you don't belong. We all found theater and a home, and again, sacred, safe space. We want to see ourselves on stage, of course. So where are the producers? And so I can talk more specifically for me as a gay man, growing up, it's, I love the Normal Hearts, The Inheritance, Angels in America. Bo is coming to Out of the Box this fall. I'm so excited about. Stunning, important theater to save lives, to document our history in theater that we so need. I personally am ready in 2025 to see queer joy and queer love on stage.
Have you had the opportunity to see House of McQueen?
I have not. I've heard the title. I must get there. Yeah.
It's one of the shows I was very fortunate to see this past week with Luke Newton as Alexander Lee McQueen. And it does all of that. It doesn't hide anything. It's not blasted in your face. It's just, it's there. It's presenting this beautiful story. And I hate to say it's like, it's making it okay, but it's really making things it's not hush hush. There's no putting up a barrier or a wall or making a big to do about it. It's just presenting a story that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important, especially with producers like yourself who are able to kind of convey those stories. And it's not even like we're making this huge deal. Like I see Jeffrey Cohen's like Moulin Rouge will have a drag queen. Yes, Bob the drag queen will be the next MC.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really key, but it's acceptable. And I love that that's the shift that Broadway is finally in, where you're not questioning it or you must see the show because there's a drag queen. No, it's Jinx Monsoon doing the Jinx Monsoon thing. You want to see them because it's Jinx.
Well, and it's time. Theater artists are warriors for this crusade to fight back for that representation, carve back. When you say carve space, it's a fight. It's a fight.
It is.
T's are erased off the website. Gay marriage is next. I just got married a year ago, knowing that this could potentially be coming. This is war right now.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time to allow myself to announce that I'm in fact a writer as well. And with our piece, it's a love story. It is a simple, gorgeous, sweeping love story that happens to be between two men. And I am ready in 2025 to reclaim this rhetoric of straight love is divine love and the only love and the normal love and the natural love. I want to show a piece that's like, no, like we have not seen intimate men on stage making out with snow falling. And I'm ready for that.
I'm ready for that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're all ready for it.
Yeah.
I would even argue, that Gypsy did something similar, with this recent revival, casting, an all black cast and doing, that inclusion in that way. I thought that, specific revival and those choices opened that story in a whole new light. I personally saw it in a whole different way.
Yes.
And it really was transformative of that piece for me to see it presented in that way. And I thought that was brilliant to do. I thought it was wonderful.
It's reclaiming that narrative.
Yes.
Let's take that narrative and put it in our worlds and have that representation. And this is where I go back to Cat's the Jellicle Ball.
Exactly. That's why I'm so excited for that to move on.
Yeah.
Well, and spoiler again of like a trans cat goes to heaven.
Right.
Yes, we need this in 2026. We need to see the American musical classics from a Black perspective, from their community, their perspective,
Right. We owe so much to Marsha P. Johnson, a Black trans woman who started everything, so
it's an important narrative to push forward for.
And seeing memory. Sorry.
Yeah. No. As I say, you're so. I don't hate the word brave. Like your strength is really important because, like with Velvet Stage Productions too, like you were trudging forward and focusing on these kind of stories that are really key and in the now and need to be here now. But it's a matter of you're up against, and it is that war, but you are still standing strong and you're giving it all of the energy that you need and then some, because you want to make sure that it's key for those people who are coming through the ranks now. So I think that's really amazing.
Thank you, Heather. I have this strength because I feel that responsibility.
Right.
And I feel if we have the courage as artists to remember that responsibility of like the stories and voices that we have in ourselves have to come out because we have a responsibility for everyone else that would see themselves in your story.
Right.
If we can remember that, that's going to make theater what we want it to be, is to keep getting these stories out there. That responsibility. There's something I was going to say. You said something so beautifully.
Well, thank you. Which part?
Yes. Yeah. I wanted to talk about Velvet Stage and like using that power to carve the space.
I love
where I'm not a producer that is just writing a check, not to not to call out anyone else, but like
producer can mean a whole slew of things.
So many things.
I don't think people realize that.
I don't have the luxury or privilege to just write a check, that's one thing. I'm also not a producer that's there to take photos with celebrities, not to like read anyone for filth.
Oh, no, read it.
I'm not there to take photos and I'm not there for my ego. I left acting because it's not about my ego. It's about the stories. So I don't care about Nick Flatto above above title anymore. I want it to be, I want to build something bigger and more beautiful called Velvet Stage Productions. Velvet Stage is actually coded language for the queer community. The Velvet Mafia in the 1970s were coming after straight culture, arts culture. This was Andy Warhol. Velvet Underground, Andy, bisexual lead, Andy managed. There's a self-help book specifically for, cis gay men growing up in straight men's world called The Velvet Rage that a lot of us know. This is a play on words. Straight people may not get it.
Well, now they will, listening to the show. They better.
They will know. Yeah, now they know. We've told them. But Velvet Stage is a play on words of Velvet Rage. And the idea is we're taking that velvet torch from the 70s, and now we're in 2025. And I want to build a safe space for queer people and specifically for multi-hyphenates. We started a lab and class for multi.
Right, I was going to ask about that. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so again, like, it's not about me. I want to be there for the community and create more safe spaces for process. And what I've learned with developing my own musical this past year is I want to cultivate space for 30 musicals to happen once a month. And what does that look like? So I've created a lab for multi-hyphenates to come in and work on their passion projects, whatever that looks like. That passion project can be like, I haven't tapped in 10 years and that's scary, but that sounds fun today. I want to do that. Or I'm working on this piece from I'm thinking of one girl in this class where she has an image of grasshoppers in a glass jar that become locusts from the pressurized friction of these grasshoppers in a jar. And from that image, we heard the opening night number 2 days ago. And it's like, this is the space, the process space that I think we all need. And my question is, what does a dancer layering in poetry to the way her body moves impact this grasshopper locust musical and vice versa? And that's the space people are getting excited about and feeling the impact of change, of one, embracing your multi-hyphenedness, but two, finding your community.
I was gonna say it also, like, it's inspiring to have other people with those creative ideas around you, because then you don't feel like you're doing it alone. You feel like other creative people are around you, and you're all working on something. It creates, like you said, that community. You're more, you have that energy, and it energizes you in a way.
Yeah,
exactly right, Amber. It's energy and it's accountability.
Yes.
So to have someone in class that you connect with and say, hey, do you want to develop something? Meet me once a week. That's the only reason I have a first draft today. We had our first informal reading of Glass House today.
Oh my gosh.
Because I had a composer lyricist say to me, there's something here. Let's meet once a week.
Right.
And you need that person. I think it's Edward Albee that says, creation happens with a good idea. You need that good idea. We need to scratch for the good idea. But then the deadline, having a deadline and having that accountability with your community of, great, I need to present, I owe someone tonight some pages because we're meeting, so I'm just thrilled to have this, again, Velvet Stage Productions, Velvet Stage Lab, to create the musicals and plays of tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. I love this. This is not sponsored. This is amazing.
That's what we're here for.
I mean,
we're here to support and help you create that safe space. That's what we go for with all of our communities and, running our platform, is that we want to create a welcoming and safe space that sparks creativity and togetherness. And Amber and I both gravitate towards somebody like yourself who's wanting to create that space for, a group of people who need it the most. And, it's something tremendous that you're doing. And I know that you know this, but I hope, and I will continue to repeat, that you are doing something so wonderful for the community. And it's so key.
Thank you so much, Heather.
It
makes me emotional. And I look to the title of this, Nick Flatto and Why We Love Him. It's like, I want to have coffee and lunch with you both. Like, yes. we need to like,
we're here. I just came back from New York yesterday, but next time I'm up, we're going to do it.
Yes. Let me know. But the fact that I think like-minded leaders and lights in this world with the common mission of carving that space and having theater with the powerful tool it can be for us all, to uplift one another, and for you to arrange this means so much.
I think people forget that too, and that's something Amber and I struggle with, is that people have an entitlement or this expectation, and then you're that person that's like, no, we're gonna uplift each other, and they're like, no, you're not, they're like pushing you down. You're like, no, this is like, we're still gonna do this. It doesn't matter, you're one person, but these thousands of people, there's people that need this community, and we're gonna do whatever we can. It's exhausting.
Yeah, I go back to the American. I don't mean to be political, but the American way.
It's fine.
The American way is to put yourself first, always, and build your corporate ladder ahead. And I'm going to spend millions of dollars to advertise bullying campaign against others we don't understand, that we're afraid of. Be elected. We won't get into both, but it's not about, theater is not about being divisive. We are sacred spaces for anyone. I go back to the basement we built with Stranger Sings, was again a sacred space. It was a home for nerds that love sci-fi, nerds that love musical theater. And here we were screaming. The decibel level in that basement on 46th Street will stay with me for a lifetime. Because they saw their favorite TV show live on stage, belting to them, and it was queer and it was theater, and we were screaming. Slee, who played Barb, was with it from the origins, when we were working in a small office, first song out to 5 years later, 8-month run. And her last performance, she grabbed her wig, she's singing Barb's Turn, a la Rose's Turn in Stranger Things, and she takes her wig, and she's Sasha Velour takes her wig and goes like this at the end,
of course,
and petals, and I mean the noise in this room of like understanding that cultural moment, and Barb Holland from Stranger Things in a musical and off Broadway was like, 3-layered of like, these are the theater nerds in this space, and we screamed for 5 minutes, of like, and like,
I would have like lost it. I would have
lost it too.
I mean, these are the goosebumps that we live for. This is the space that we need, and that's what I'm fighting for. I'm 37. I hopefully will have a long career ahead of like, let's create more of this. More of these moments. Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, not that you need the affirmation and validation, but
I do. We all do. I'm, every new multi-hyphenate that I'm finding the courage to finally say, it's like, we need to hear these words. Feedback after Glass House today, our original musical, I asked first, what do you love? Tell me what you love first. We need the validation. Now here's our specific questions to make it better. And now, what do you hate? I want to know, what are your suggestions?
Where are the pain points? Now, can you tell us anything about Glass House now?
I can. Please remind me how wonderful I am. I think
we're gonna all need. Everybody tell Nick he's wonderful. Everybody make sure you follow Nick on his social media. Fabulous snaps.
Yeah, I want DMs and private messages. But we all we all need this. We all deserve this. Like, Amber, you were talking about this feeling of being alone in New York and alone in our art. And it's not an alone profession. It is a community profession. So find your team, find your collaborators, and find those people that are going to DM you saying you're alive.
Find a dysfunctional family. Absolutely.
Find that family. Glass House is a family of gay men across time. So it's about renowned architect. Do we know the name Philip Johnson at all?
Familiar, but
so
go on.
Renowned architect Philip Johnson. He's known for Lincoln Center, Seagram Building, AT&T Building in New York. He's most known for his Glass House in New Canaan, Connecticut. So 49 acres up in New Canaan. He basically invented floor-to-ceiling windows. We lost Amber. Amber's back.
Amber's there. Amber
hates this idea.
Amber's going to go check out the Glass House right now.
Yeah, Amber went to the Glass House. But so the Glass House in New Canaan, he invented floor-to-ceiling windows in New Canaan. Across the way, he had a contrasting brick house, completely opaque, in 1949, where he hid his secret gay lover for 40 years.
Wow.
So we are telling David's point of view, his name's David Whitney. So I read 5 biographies about Philip Johnson, and David Whitney, his lover, is lost to history. It only has 10 pages to all of these biographies, because in the 60s, it was legacy. It was These Buildings Will Stand is a song, and My Career, and I Have to Hide You at Home. And David is saying, what are your buildings without love at home? It's a sweeping, gorgeous chamber musical that we're so thrilled to share soon.
Oh my goodness. Well, we can't wait to see more of that develop. I'm so excited.
That is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, it's about fun, again, scratching for inspiration, that good idea.
Yeah.
I toured the Glass House a decade ago, 10 years ago, and I could feel the emotion and these gay ghosts on this property, their home. And I said, why is your painting gallery buried under a mound of dirt? Why is, and I told a story to tell that, I found a story to tell it, to bring that narrative to the masses. So that's our goal. We're building something
nobody said thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that, because it's important to make sure, like, we consider ourselves collectors of stories, and it's important when you have a story that you're like, no, this needs to be told.
Yeah.
And like, that's so important. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you for thanking me. I mean, have the people to say, take that risk. We have to risk it. We have to see what it is. And I'll humbly say, our first draft a year later is beautifully made, because we approached it tenderly. We want to respect these characters. We're putting the work first. We want to really document who they were in their complexities. Philip Johnson has a dark past, and we bring that in. It makes for great theater when you find the good idea and then have the courage to get it out there. So anyone wanting to create a show, create it, and find your people to help you create it.
Yes, find your people. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially like if you're like a young artist who doesn't see themselves represented right now, or like your story reflected on Broadway or off Broadway or in any way, like, we want to see your story, especially if it's not being told, because your representation matters just as much as everyone else's.
Damn right, girl. Absolutely. No, I mean, I think that's key, because there are so many people who are like, oh, wow, if there's only somebody like me up on that stage. No, go do that. Go be that person. Don't question it for a moment. Just do it.
It's representation for people that see themselves on the character, in the characters on stage. It's also for everyone else to learn empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Empathy.
To experience moments on stage that you don't get in your bubble in your life day to day. Theater is there for you to think outside of your lives, to think, to feel for people outside of who you know. And I want to have Glass House have, audiences, sobbing at this love story, forgetting that, oh my gosh, these are two men.
Well, sure. But also that they were real.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a way to honor. And I think that seems to be something that you've aligned yourself with, is honoring. And I think that's really key. I think I already know that this is going to be one of those questions. Amber, do you think it's time for me to ask my signature question? You want to ask yours?
You can go first this time. I went first last time.
Oh boy. All right, Nick. So strap in. So a question I love to ask people is there a question that you've always wanted to be asked, and what is that answer? It could be anything.
I love talking about myself in theater, so I love all questions.
That. It could be serious. It could be funny. It could be, what's your favorite snack?
You know me, I'm so dramatic, but I love the question, like, what brought you to the arts in the first place? And I think it's a beautiful answer personally in my life, which maybe people might connect to, but we all kind of face trauma in our childhoods to different degrees. It's hard to grow up in this world. I think generations have kind of will go to addictions out there to kind of numb the pain and numb that trauma. But there are generations that come around that find the arts to heal. And so I found theater and my community when I was a 7-year-old. My parents divorced, when I was 7. Dad went away. I didn't know what this was when I was 7. Is it my fault? And I might be gay? Oh my gosh. All of
That's
those
a lot
layers.
on a kid. Yeah.
All those
It's a lot,
layers.
yeah.
And I think there's a play musical in here too. So these are a new seed of an idea. But there was a book we were reading in class about this prince, and the community came around and gave him swatches of colorful fabrics. I can't find this play. So if anyone knows this book, it's not a play. It's a book. It's a children's book. I got to find this.
You're on Facebook, right?
I am. I'm on Facebook.
Okay. Yeah. Join the Facebook group. It's called What Is This Thing?
Okay. Amazing.
Oh yeah, it's great.
I'm going to go, what is this thing? And say, what is this children's book about a prince?
Describe it as much as possible. Like thousands of people will comment.
Is
Someone
it called
will find
Patchwork
it. Like
Prince? Because that's what I just Googled.
I will literally cry if you find this. I'll cry.
It says Patchwork Prince.
I wonder what year this was. I will cry. So this is 2023. So it's definitely back in 95. But it's like Patchwork Prince. That's the perfect title for this play. But my single mom, recently divorced, sewed me a costume. I was cast as the prince in 2nd grade, sewed me a costume with each of these swatches. And it was in a cardboard box in 2nd grade where I stripped to my underwear. I put on a costume that my mom made for me.
Okay, I love
this
that.
Cardboard box became a castle that I found home, and I love that story of like, yes, find your home.
We're gonna find this book for you, Nick.
I'll cry, and then you'll have to hold me accountable, friends, to see what this show is that I'm working to build. But I told my mom this story. She came down with the costume from the attic. I have it literally in my office here.
I love that.
And
that's
it's like
amazing.
And so that's the question I want to ask everyone is, what brought you to the arts? Like we're here doing it for the rest of our lives for a reason. Yep. And it's because we found a home early on and found that family you spoke about. So that's a question that comes to mind. I also like, my favorite food is like, I'd say like white cheddar mac and cheese.
Ooh, yeah. Good call. Good call. All right, Amber, you hit him with your 1-2 punch.
All right. So if your younger self could meet you today, what do you think would surprise them the most about you now?
Okay, RuPaul, I love this.
Yes.
I'm
holding your picture.
Yeah. And I just spoke about my 7-year-old self, so it's an amazing segue. I mean, I think we often, again, if we have the privilege to love theater, we're put in acting, singing, and dancing class, and we're instilled with, we want to be up there. We love the immediate response.
Right.
I would love to tell my 7-year-old self that you can do so much more than play one character on stage. And you will one day be a Broadway producer, director, writer, educator, cultivating space for more boys like you.
I love that. And you are an inspiration to people in this community, just in case you didn't know that, Nick.
No, thank
you. I have to say, my mom signed me up for soccer, and I was whatever the person that's not like the goalie, but stands like in front of the goalie, the defender.
I can't tell you. This is the one with hoops?
I played soccer and I don't remember.
Touchdown.
Yeah, so with the ball and
the sports ball. And I stood there and I would dance. So she was like, so I guess soccer's wrong and we go to dance class.
I love that.
So we withdrew from soccer. We went to dance class instead. Yeah.
I definitely did the basketball camp, football camp, soccer camp. And I quit. I mean, every week, a week into it, I was like, no. Like, this is not for me.
This is not it.
Put me back into the castle. Let us dance.
Let me have my box.
My box castle. I need my colorful, my robe of many colors.
Patchwork Prince. We're gonna find this. We're gonna find it.
Listen, no, I definitely recommend that group. They find everything. The internet detectives find everything.
This is where social media can be healthy.
Yes.
Can be.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Well, and speaking of finding things online, people can go to www.thebroadwayfanclub.com. You can actually see all of the groups that we run, including multiple shows that Nick is part of. So please go check it out and support. Nick, they can find you all over social media, but if they want to find information about Velvet Stage Productions, they can go to your website. If you know what this book is, please let us know.
And DM all your friends how much you love them and what they mean to you, because that's
I love that.
needs right now. Yeah.
I do it all the time. All the time.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's anything wrong with telling your friends that you love them. Like, it's so important.
You have to.
And then just like some good news to end on, the 39th annual edition of the Broadway Flea Market raised a record-breaking $1 million, $1,633,803.
And we did about $3,000 worth of that. Plus.
Whoops.
Fabulous. And I was probably like a good 70 of the 3,000.
Yeah, it's fair.
So So yeah,
Nick,
go us.
You've been wonderful. You're always welcome back on the show. Please, we can't wait to hear all of the things coming up. All of the things. And send us lots of pictures of Etta.
I will. Cat pics are coming. Thank you for having me, and congrats on this podcast carving more space for us.
Hey, we're here for you. Thank you for creating the space that we can feel comfortable creating the space too. So it's nice to be a good neighbor, right?
Definitely.
And you know how you let us know how we can help your communities grow, and we will happily do so.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Heather. It means so much.
We love you. We'll talk to you soon. And we love everybody out there for tuning in. Please go check out Nick everywhere you possibly can. He is there. We'll post his socials everywhere we can as well, because you are really just truly a lovely person. So thank you for that. And thank you for the support. And thank you for existing. You're so welcome. All right, guys. We'll see you next week with another episode of the Broadway Fan Club podcast. Have a great week, everybody. Happy Hump Day.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.